Alright, let's talk about life, specifically, how much of it you're likely to get. Welcome everyone to the Great Global Lifespan Lottery of 2025. It's a contest where the prize is, well, more time to watch terrible reality TV and argue with strangers on the internet. And believe me, where you're born plays a ridiculously large role in how many birthdays you'll celebrate. The global average life expectancy right now, in this glorious year of 2025, sits at a respectable 73.4 years. That sounds pretty good, right? It's enough time to see several beloved film franchises get rebooted and then rebooted again. But that number, 73.4, is a bit like a smoothie made of caviar and cat food. The average sounds intriguing, but the individual components are wildly different. The truth is, your postcode is a better predictor of your lifespan than your horoscope. We're not all floating in the same boat. Some of us are on luxury yachts, while others are clinging to a pool noodle in a hurricane. This isn't some minor variation, like preferring one brand of potato chip over another. We are talking about a chasm so wide you could lose a whole continent in it. In some parts of the world, people are routinely living well into their 80s, planning their second or even third careers. Meanwhile, in other places, reaching what we'd consider middle age is a monumental achievement. It's a stark, uncomfortable reality that underscores just how unequal our world remains. And the differences are staggering. Imagine a line of every person on Earth, organized by how long they're expected to live. At the very front of that line, you'll find people from places like Monaco, Hong Kong and Japan, practically basking in the glow of their future golden years. But at the very back of the line, you'll find people from sub-Saharan Africa, where the outlook is dramatically different. The gap between the longest living and shortest living populations is now over 30 years. That's an entire generation. It's the difference between seeing your grandchildren grow up and not even seeing your own children reach adulthood. This isn't just a statistic. It's a profound global injustice. So, as we dive into this, let's be clear. This isn't just an academic exercise. This is about the fundamental conditions that allow some people to thrive while others are left behind. The United States, by the way, with all its talk of being number one, doesn't even crack the top 40. That's right. We have a life expectancy of 79.5 years, which means we're getting outlived by people in at least 39 other countries. It's like bragging about your new sports car, only to be overtaken by a sensible sedan driven by someone from South Korea. It's a bit humbling, to say the least. To truly understand this gap, let's look at our two extremes, Monaco and Nigeria. On one hand, you have Monaco, a tiny glittering principality on the French Riviera. It's a place so wealthy, its cash registers probably play classical music. Here, the average person can expect to live to the ripe old age of 86.5 years. That is, to be clear, the highest life expectancy on the entire planet. Living in Monaco gives you the best odds in the lifespan lottery. The air is clean, the healthcare is world-class, and your biggest daily stress is probably deciding which Michelin-starred restaurant to dine at. It's less a country and more a real-life spa resort with its own seat at the UN. Now let's pivot about 4,000 kilometers south to Nigeria. The situation here could not be more different. In 2025, the average life expectancy in Nigeria is just 54.6 years. Let that sink in. That is a 32-year difference from Monaco. It's not a gap, it's a canyon. A baby born in Monaco today is expected to live nearly 3 decades longer than a baby born in Nigeria. That's longer than the entire run of The Simpsons. This isn't because Nigerians have fundamentally different biology. It's because they face fundamentally different challenges, from infectious diseases and malnutrition to a healthcare system stretched to its absolute limit. It's a brutal reminder that a safe and healthy life remains a privilege, not a right. The story of Monaco is one of concentrated wealth and access. It's a nation of just under 40,000 people, where nearly 1 in 3 residents is a millionaire. This incredible wealth funds a state-of-the-art healthcare system that is accessible to everyone. People have easy access to doctors, preventative care, and healthy food. Most of the population is not engaged in strenuous manual labor, and the environment is safe and clean. It's basically the human equivalent of a pampered house cat, living a long, comfortable life free from the dangers of the outside world. And good for them, I suppose, but it paints a stark picture of what money can buy. In stark contrast, Nigeria, with a population of over 200 million, grapples with immense socioeconomic hurdles. Public health infrastructure is underfunded and often inaccessible, particularly in rural areas. Diseases that are easily treatable in wealthier nations, like malaria, diarrhea, and pneumonia, remain leading causes of death. Add to that political instability, poverty, and limited access to clean water and sanitation, and you have a perfect storm for a shortened lifespan. People are not dying of old age. They are dying from conditions that are entirely preventable. This isn't fate. It's a catastrophic failure of systems. So, what is the secret sauce for a long life? Is it daily kale smoothies and a vow of silence? Not exactly. While individual choices matter, the biggest factors are systemic. First and foremost, healthcare. It's not just about having fancy hospitals, it's about access. Countries with high life expectancies like Japan and Switzerland have universal healthcare systems. This means people go to the doctor for checkups, not just when an arm is falling off. Preventative care, like vaccinations, cancer screenings, and managing blood pressure, is the absolute bedrock of a long-living society. It's boring, it's not flashy, but it works. It's the sensible shoes of public policy. Next up is diet and lifestyle. And no, the answer isn't found in a single magical superfood. Look at places like Italy and Hong Kong. Their longevity is often linked to diets rich in fresh vegetables, fish, and healthy fats, the so-called Mediterranean and Asian diets. But it's also about what they don't do. There's generally less reliance on heavily processed foods, sugary drinks, and massive portion sizes. It's also about an active lifestyle. In many of these places, walking is a normal part of daily life, not a scheduled activity you have to put in your Google Calendar. It's a culture of moderation and movement, which seems to work a lot better than our cycles of extreme dieting and then eating an entire pizza out of shame. Then there's the powerful, often invisible, influence of socioeconomic conditions. Simply put, being poor is bad for your health. Stress, for one, is a killer. Constantly worrying about paying rent, finding a job, and your physical safety takes a massive toll on your body. Countries with strong social safety nets, high levels of education, and low crime rates tend to have longer living citizens. These societies provide a foundation of stability that allows people to flourish. It's hard to focus on your long-term health when you're just trying to survive the day. A sense of community and social connection also plays a surprisingly huge role in longevity. So, if you want to build a long-living nation, the recipe is clear. It's not about discovering a mythical fountain of youth. It's about building a society that cares for its people. It requires investing in universal healthcare, promoting healthy and affordable food, ensuring public safety, and creating strong communities. It means building robust education systems and reducing economic inequality. It's a lot of hard, unglamorous work. It's about creating an environment where the healthy choice is the easy choice, and where everyone, not just the wealthy, has a fair shot at a long and healthy life. Now for a fascinating and globally consistent quirk in our data. Women live longer than men. Everywhere. This isn't a small difference either. On average, women outlive men by about 5 years. In Monaco, women live to 88.6 years compared to 84.6 for men. This gap can be even more dramatic elsewhere. In Russia, for example, the difference is nearly 12 years. That's an astonishing gap. It's as if men are sprinting a 100-meter dash while women are running a more sensible 90-meter race, and everyone is pretending it's the same event. So what's going on here? Part of the answer might be biological. Some scientists point to estrogen, which can have a protective effect on the heart, while testosterone can be linked to riskier behaviors and higher levels of bad cholesterol. Women also have a backup X chromosome, which might offer some protection against certain genetic mutations. It's possible that, from a purely biological standpoint, men's bodies are just slightly more disposable. Sorry, fellas, but evolution might see you as a flashy, short-lived sports car, while women are the reliable, long-lasting sedans. It's a tough pill to swallow, but the data is pretty clear on this. However, biology is only part of the story. Behavior and social norms play an enormous role. Men, on a global scale, tend to engage in riskier behaviors. They smoke and drink more heavily, are more likely to have dangerous jobs, and let's be honest, are more likely to say things like, "Hey, watch this," right before doing something incredibly stupid. Men are also famously resistant to going to the doctor. They'll ignore a worrying symptom for months, treating their own bodies with the same level of concern they'd show for a check engine light that's been on for the last 50,000 miles. Women, by contrast, are generally more proactive about their health. This longevity gap has significant social consequences. It means that in many societies, there are far more elderly widows than widowers. This affects everything from family structures to social support systems and pension plans. As societies continue to age, this gender imbalance will become an even more pressing issue. The goal, of course, isn't for women to live shorter lives. The goal is to figure out why men are checking out early and address those issues. It means encouraging men to adopt healthier lifestyles, take their health more seriously, and maybe, just maybe, think twice before trying to jump a flaming tricycle over a kiddie pool.